When it comes to Nintendo, there is one extremely huge problem that everybody has seemed to forget and dismiss, and I'm breaking my silence because it is a huge problem. It affects a lot of people, and nobody's talking about it, and it needs to be fixed. Now, I am first and foremost a huge Nintendo fan. We are a huge Nintendo household. I've got 5 kids, 3 boys, 2 one-year-old twin girls, and my 3 boys play the Switch. We all play the Switch. We love playing video games together. It's our family time. It's our hangout time. It's our relax time. And it's our dedicated screen time that we use. We don't watch TV. We don't watch a lot of TV. We play outside and we play our Switches. And that's kind of what we do. And before June of this year, it was a simple setup. I had my OLED with my Satisfy grip, my Switch OLED, and my sons split their Switch. They split their Switch Lite and they played it. And with the old system, you have 2 systems. One is the primary, one is the secondary. And any game where I have my account as a primary on both Switches, so I can play any of my games on my account on any Switch, no matter which Switch it is, as long as my account's on there, but also meaning that my sons could play on their accounts on this Switch on any game that I buy on my profile. So I spend the money one time to buy a game, I can play it on my Switch OLED, and my sons can play it on their Switch Lite, even at the same time, even together. So if I bought one digital download of Mario 3D Superstars, or Mario 3D World, I could play it on my Switch OLED, and my other son could play it on his Switch Lite. One copy, same time, 2 players playing together the same game. And then come June or whenever it was this year in 2025 that they did their update and updated everybody to the new virtual game cards, so that now your digital games actually have to be loaded from one system onto the other system in order to play it. In theory, I get it, because they don't want you playing multiple 5 people in one household to play the same game with only spending the money once, because they want you to spend the money as many times as you can. But that is ridiculous when these games are costing $70 or $80, depending on the first party Nintendo games that are $80. There's only one or a few of the Nintendo Switch 2 editions right now, but it adds up, and it is frustrating because now we have the Switch OLED and the Switch Lite, which can transfer games between them, and you can only play one at a time. So you're playing a digital game on this OLED, but my son wants to play it on here. I have to stop playing the digital game on here and then transfer it here so he can play it on his profile, even though we're different profiles, different systems, but it's one digital game, so they make it very difficult. But then you add in June 5th, we add in a new player to the game. This bad boy, the Switch 2. Meaning, all of my games transfer over to this one. All my games are on here. Luckily, I got a 512 gigabyte SD card in here. All my games are on here. And you can only transfer them with one other system. So I have my Switch 2, and now my sons split the Switch OLED. And so now we can only play one game at a time. And so we can't play the games together, even all the games that I've downloaded digitally, my huge digital library, which Nintendo is pushing you to do. They're pushing you towards digital. But now we can only play one at a time. And if I have my Switch OLED at work with me, or my Switch 2 at work with me, and this is just sitting at home, but it's off or whatever, and I want to play a digital game, even if I connect to my hotspot and connect to this one, digitally do all the loopholes, it won't transfer from this system because this one's not on or connected to the internet in that moment. So it really handicaps you. And because you can only transfer between 2 systems, this Switch Lite is basically a $200 waste of money now. It is a paperweight. We cannot use this for any of our digital games unless if we physically switch the transfer and reconnect this, disconnect the Switch OLED from the Switch 2 and reconnect the Switch Lite to the Switch 2, meaning that the library on the Switch OLED is useless and can only take physical games. But Nintendo is pushing us towards digital purchases. So this is just a waste of money. So now do I sell this? Because since we can only communicate with 2 Switches digitally through the system, through all the loopholes, even if you have a perfect connection, it's not guaranteed that you'll be able to play the game you want to play. Unless if you preload it ahead of time or I sound angry. I'm really not that angry, but I am passionate. Because my workaround in this time to allow us all to be able to use our Switches and not have this be a waste of money is to go back to physical games for this specifically. So for my youngest son, we'll buy like Bluey or Peppa Pig or any of the free games on here, like the Fortnites or whatever that they can play for free, like the Lego Fortnite. And then download them on his own profile. But I don't want to spend the money twice, so we're only doing physical games. But it just means that this is a whole different console and has its own specific use. It's no longer able to play nicely with any of my other Switches. And this is a huge problem because we all spent money on this, on multiple Switches, because we have kids. It's a kid system. It's supposed to be geared towards children and easeability and ease of use and be able to play together anywhere all the time. And not only can we not play together anymore, this thing doesn't even have the power with the games that they promised us. So everyone who is an early adopter of the Switch 2 kind of gets screwed. And I don't know what to do because I literally have a Switch Lite that is useless, but I don't want to get rid of it. For one, I love it. And 2, prices are going up, so I don't want to sell it, then prices go up. So anyway, I'm lost. Maybe you guys know or you have a solution. If you have multiple kids, multiple Switches, and you're being pushed, obviously, in this gaming industry and the way the world is going right now to go digital, what is your solution? Because right now, I don't have a solution, and Nintendo is making it harder and harder than ever to be a fan and to keep rooting for them because it's ridiculous. And like I said, I'm a diehard Nintendo fan. I've played ever since I was born, 1990, and was playing the Game Boy and freaking Super Nintendo out of the womb. Like I've loved these games, and I want to support Nintendo because honestly, the Switch 2 is awesome. It's dope. It has sick games. It's got the power. It's got the portability, the easeability. Like it's a great system. But Nintendo, man, you're shooting us in the foot, you're shooting yourself in the foot. So anyway, I love you guys. Let me know what other content you guys want to see because I've got big opinions and I've got a lot of stuff I want to talk about. But I love you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Comment, subscribe, like, below. Peace.